Hi everyone, welcome to Think Smart Home. This is the first video on Proxmox series where we will talk about how can we upgrade Proxmox version 7 to version 8. So first of all, let's briefly talk about what is Proxmox. Proxmox is known for Proxmox virtual environment, Proxmox VE. It's an open source platform for managing virtualized services. It provides a web-based user interface for managing virtual machines and the containers. It also supports features like migration, high availability, and backup and restore. For home users, it's a complete package for a Homelab server. I'll be creating more videos in setting up Proxmox and managing your VM and containers on it, so stay tuned and subscribe to my channel. For this video, I'll install Proxmox version 7 on my PC and upgrade it to version 8. At the time of recording this video, the latest Proxmox version is 8.2-2. You can perform a fresh install of version 8 if you are installing it for the very first time. The steps are very similar to what I'll show you for version 7. I am installing version 7 first on my test lab server for the users who are already running Proxmox version 7 on their Homelab and want to upgrade it to version 8. The other reason is my NVIDIA display driver issue, which is not letting me do a complete fresh install of Proxmox version 8. To be honest, I didn't spend much time on this issue since I knew this workaround, so I took the easy path. For those of you who are facing the issues with your NVIDIA GPU when trying to install version 8, the one workaround to this is install version 7 and upgrade it to version 8. Alright, let's start the tutorial. First step is to download the ISO for version 7. I'll leave the download link in the description below. While the download is in progress, go ahead and download and install a utility called Rufus. I'll leave the download link for this in the description. We'll use this one to burn the ISO image on the USB and boot our PC from it to start the installation. When the download of ISO image is complete, plug in a USB stick to your PC and run the Rufus utility. It will detect the USB stick, browse the downloaded ISO file and click on Start to burn the image. You'll see a couple of warnings about the data on the USB stick. Click OK. Once the process is complete, close the window. I'll plug the USB stick into my test server in my network cabinet and boot up the machine. Go to BIOS setup of your machine and make sure to enable the virtualization options in your PC. Of course, your BIOS menu might be a bit different depending upon the machine you are using to install Proxmox. Make sure the PC is booting from the USB stick. When the boot is complete, you should see the installation page. Hit enter to start. You should see the end user license agreement page. I'll use the keyboard to navigate through, so go for next. On this page, we'll have to select our Proxmox boot drive. It's highly recommended to use SSDs in RAID config for a boot disk. I have only one SSD at the moment in my test server, so I'll select this. I'll select ZFS as my file system. In my opinion, that's the most powerful of all the ones available here as an option. BTRFS can also be an option, but that's a topic for another video. Hit next. Select your country, time zone, and the keyboard layouts. Next again. Enter the password and the email for the root user. Next again. Enter the fully qualified domain name for a host, then the IP address of your Proxmox machine and the gateway. Enter any DNS server if you are using one in your home network. Next again. Finally, review the summary page and if you are happy with everything, hit install. Installation might take some time. While this is happening, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Alright, when the installation completes and your server reboots, remove the USB stick from your PC. When the boot up completes, you should see an IP address and the port number. Use that IP address and the port number to access the web GUI of your Proxmox installation. Log in using the username as a root and the password which you set up earlier. Once you are in, you will see no valid subscription error, which is fine. You don't need to buy a subscription if you don't want to. Since we installed version 7 and now we want to upgrade to version 8, we need to make sure we are on version 7.4-15 or above. This is one of the prerequisites of the upgrade as per Proxmox VE. I'll leave the help page link down in the description below. As you can see, we are currently running 7.4-3, so to qualify for the version 8 upgrade, we need to install 7.4-15 or higher. Under Update, click on Repositories and disable the Proxmox Enterprise repository since we don't have a valid subscription. Click Add and select No Subscription Repository and add it. It's not recommended for enterprise production servers, but I guess for Homelab it should be fine. Click on Update and click on Refresh. The system will fetch the updates which are to be installed. Close the task viewer window. You should see the updates which are fetched to be installed. Click on Upgrade. Additional hard disk usage confirmation will show up. Enter Y to confirm. Once the installation is complete, enter reboot command to restart the machines since there was a kernel update. Once the system is back online, it should be on 7.4-18. Please review the other prerequisites regarding the cluster and the backup server. In my case, this is the test server and it does not have any backup server set up yet. If you are upgrading from an existing installation which contains VM, please make sure all the VMs are powered off and auto start is set to no until the upgrade process is complete. This is to avoid any data corruption, as we will be rebooting the host couple of times during the upgrade. Alright, we are now ready to run the version 8 upgrade. It can be done either by using the console or through SSH connection. I'll use SSH, but it's highly recommended to always have a console access in case something goes wrong and server becomes inaccessible over the network. In my case, I do have console access as a backup option. So open command prompt and type ssh space root at IP address of your server and enter the password. Once you are in, enter the command pve728-4. I'll leave all the commands in the description below which you need to run for the upgrade. Alright, all the critical checks are passed with a few skipped items, which are not important in this case as those are unused in our current node. For example, the cluster health status, since we are running standalone, so this is skipped. Now if you run this cat command, you will see a reference related to bullseye which are for Debian version 11. We can confirm that when you check your Debian version. We need to update all these bullseye entries with bookworm, which corresponds to Debian version 12. So run the set command to update or replace all Debian or Proxmox repositories of bullseye to bookworm, which represents Debian version 12. So basically this command is finding and replacing the word bullseye with bookworm in the source list. Once that's done, you can check the source list again and confirm it's updated and all the entries bullseye are now updated to bookworm. So now we need to run the apt-update command, which will look for the updates. You can see it's now checking for the upgrade under bookworm repositories, and it has found 587 packages which can be upgraded. Finally, we can run the upgrade command, which will start downloading and installing the updates. It will ask for the confirmation to upgrade, enter Y for yes. It will start the upgrade process. This might take some time. While this is happening, please like this video and consider subscribing to my channel. Also, hit the bell icon to get notified every time I release a new video about smart home automation, storage and network security. During the upgrade, there will be few stop points. The first one is regarding the changes. It has stopped to tell you about the changes in the newer version. You can use any key if you want to read through, or you can hit Q and it will continue the upgrade. Now system is asking to select the keyboard layout here. Confirm the selection using the tab key followed by the enter key. Now is the confirmation about the configuration file. I'll stick to defaults, so I'll press N. System will progress with the upgrade again. Now it's asking permission to restart the services automatically while upgrade is running without interrupting and getting the confirmation from the user. I'll select yes. For LVM config, I'll enter Y to use the newer version. For PVE Enterprise, since we have already disabled it and I'm not planning to use it, so I'll enter N. Alright, the upgrade is now complete. Let's reboot the machine. So we are back online again after the reboot, and you can see Proxmox VE is upgraded to version 8.2, which is the latest at the moment. We can verify the updates to make sure there is none pending installation at the moment, and system is fully up to date. Alright, that's it for this video. If you want to see more tutorials on Proxmox, please like this video and consider subscribing to my channel. I'll see you in the next video.